Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Orzhov Pixie. Yeah, you heard that right. You remember when Nightmare got banned? Now we have a hopeful Nightmare, and that's Tinybones joins up. This card is not as good as Hopeless Nightmare, obviously. For one, it does not deal to 2 damage. Number 2 is that it is legendary, so you can't get most of it on board. But it does the bare minimum of making our opponent discard a card, add a 1 mana spell, or 1 mana enchantment. So we can still kind of torture our opponent with the Tinybone and Nurturing Pixie combo. So the rest of the deck is pretty standard for an Orzhov bounce, except now, we have to bounce Tinybone instead, or Tinybone joins up instead of Nightmare. Pixie can still get a lot of damage through. We can also bounce with some Kieran, which does pretty much the same thing, but at a extra mana cost, but at flash speed. And Final Fantasy has given us Ambrosia Whiteheart. I'm not sure how many Ambrosia to fit in this deck yet, but right now I want to try at least one, which give us an extra Kieran, basically, right? I think Kieran is still better than Ambrosia, just for the fact that Kieran is not legendary, so we can have multiple out, but having one Ambrosia does not hurt the deck at all. So this is an extra, I can bounce your permanent spell. Or bounce my permanent spell. So I can bounce an extra Tinybones. But the best thing about this deck back in the day when I was playing it against all those red aggro was the fact that we can include Temporary Lockdown. Temporary Lockdown doesn't just lock down your opponent's stuff. It locks down your stuff. It can lock down our Tinybone joins up. It can lock down our Momentum Breaker. And then we can bounce our Temporary Lockdown with Nurturing Pixies and some Kierans. And then all those comes into play. Our opponent has to discard a bunch of cards again. That's the whole idea. And this deck is just that synergistic. I think it's something that a lot of people have maybe not a lot of people, but I think a lot of YouTubers I'm watching has overlooked, and they just said that Orzhov Pixie is dead. I don't think that's true. Hopeless Nightmare is a good card, but this deck was in a meta that was so quick that Hopeless Nightmare can actually burst our opponent for the damage, for the lethal. But now that the meta has slowed down a bit, well, Tinybones joins up can serve as a making our opponent discard the rest of the cards in their hand sort of package, but also a early game, play Tinybones, Nurturing Pixie, play Tinybones again sort of game. But because we have Tinybones, a few legendaries in this deck actually goes a long way because we can, replay our legendaries, bounce our legendaries, and make our opponent lose a life and mill a card every time we do that. So it's a slower drain kind of win con, but it could get there. But of course, this deck, because it's Orzhov, we're going to run 4 Unholy Annex for that fast lethal. Should our opponent run out of cards and we still have a Unholy Annex on board, it's turning into the Ritual Chamber and hitting our opponent for 8 damage a turn. Yep, that's right. That is how this deck works. Now let's talk about the deck list. So in the early game, of course, we got the 4 Tinybone joins up and 4 Nurturing Pixie. Very good combo to play on turn 1. But that's assuming you get to go first, right? And in Arena, you don't get to go first, period. Shut up. Nobody goes first except for red decks. Now we have 3 Grim Bauble to stop that. So if your opponent plays a turn 1, whatever other thing that's not a Heartfire hero, we can Grim Bauble it. One of the biggest things that I notice about this deck is we can Grim Bauble the Landwar Elves. That's very important. So many people are playing green now that red got banned. Everyone's playing Landwar Elf. Grim Bauble eats Landwar Elf for breakfast. That's pretty good. And then we have 1 Soul Guy Lantern. Just because Omniscience is banned, or Abuelos is banned, does not mean graveyard decks are out of season. So Soul Guy Lantern can still exile cards from our opponent's graveyard. I'm not sure if we need more than 1 because we got all these bounce abilities, but if I see a lot of control and not a lot of aggro, you can kind of switch between the Grim Bauble and the Soul Guy Lanterns. So you can, there's 4 cards here, right? You can have 2/2, you can have 1/3 if there's no aggro at all, or you can even cut some of the nowhere to runs. I think that's viable. Then turn 2, we got 4 Momentum Breakers. If our opponent has nothing in play, Momentum break them anyways. Discard a card, right? If our opponent has something in play, we want to know where to run it before we Momentum break it. You know where to run only kills creatures. Momentum breaker kills either creatures or make them discard. And if they have a warded up creature, they can still sack it. So, very good in that effect. Then we have 4 some Kieran and 1 Ambrosia for the instant speed bounce my permanent while you target it, so that I can then Tinybones it again and make you discard. That is our 2-drop. Then going to the 3-drop, I only put in 3 Temporary Lockdown because obviously a lot of red got rotated out by the ban. So 3 might be enough, and I definitely want to have a Loran off the 3rd path in the deck. Loran is such a good card just on her own because she comes into play and breaks artifacts or enchantments. There's a lot lot of important artifacts and enchantments you want to break. Soul Cauldron. I know Corey Steel Cutter's out, but you know, Soul Cauldron is still in the deck or in the meta. You can also use her to break the Simulacrum Synthesizer, very important. And we have 2 Liliana. Liliana is also a win count on her own. Just, you know, keep ticking up Liliana and your opponent will mentally break. And then we have 4 Unholy Annex. Obviously, we can play down turn 3 just for the card draw. And then we have 1 Beza. You might think, is 1 Beza enough? Well, with all these bounces, it's like having infinite Bezas in your deck. You just gotta draw them, and you can draw it using the Unholy Annexes. So we're just as, this deck will work just as fine. So then the land base, we have 24 lands. We're a pretty tempo, mid-range kind of deck. So 3 plains, 4 swamps, 4 Bleachbone Verge. It starts off black and then it turns white if we have either plains or swamps, so we have 1 less plain than swamps. Then we have 4 Caves of Koilos, 4 Concealed Courtyard, 1 Shadowy Backstreet, which can also turn on our verges. And then I really like to include not just 4 Soulstone Sanctuary for the Unholy Annex. For this deck, I think just 2 Soulstone Sanctuary is enough. If Annex is killing us, we can always bounce it with our spells. Right? And then I want to have 2 Mirrexes because a lot of decks are starting to use counter spells again. A lot of decks are going back to the blue control style game, and Mirrex eats that for breakfast. Mirrex can just keep making toxic mites, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. So that's why Mirrex is in the deck. And that's the whole idea of the deck. Now let's go into the games. Alright, our opponent is Aerialist. Alright, this is black mana, white spells. Yeah, typical stuff. I got 1 drops in this deck, right? I think I can mulligan once. Black mana, not black mana. Put away the lockdown, I think. We'll say hi. Black mana. Discard a card. They don't lose life no more, but they do discard a card. Wow, Gig's Command. You're gonna duress me? No place. Okay, what do I do here? Do I Pixie? Yeah, I think we Pixie the Tinybones. We Tinybones them again. Honestly, I think I'm mana screwed now. Okay, then we wait. Unlike the Hopeless Nightmare set, the Tinybone does not really make him discard. That's kind of, or does not make him lose life. That's kind of the problem. All right, cut down. What else is coming? I mean, I guess. Yeah, I knew I was gonna get mana screwed. Vraska. Oh, that's a greedy deck. Dude, I have lands in the deck, right? Guess they didn't fine-tune the algorithm for post-ban, so now we're not getting lands. Okay. 1 Unholy Annex, then we'll draw cards. Ambrosia. Ambrosia's nice, but I think we're Kieran here. Do we Kieran here? I mean, the Kieran would just die, make him discard 1 card at the cost of having a creature die. It's not really worth it. They have their Annex, sure. Okay, mill a card and lose a life. And I will bounce my Tinybones. Do I want to bounce my Ambrosia? I mean, what's the point of that? It flies. And Ambrosia can trigger the Tinybones again, I guess. Draw that card. Well, first we do this. Discard a card again. Discards his Annex. He thinks he doesn't need 2 annexes. Well, now you have none. Milgar. And then we'll put the Shadowy Backstreet, Soul Guy Lantern. Does this matter to this deck? Is there a graveyard? There might be. I'll take it. With the Annex, I don't really mind drawing extra cards, right? Yeah, the Temporary Lockdown's not as good without the Nightmare in this deck because I can't really hide more than 1 Tinybones under it. But hey, they know whatever they play will die to nowhere to run. Except that. That's pretty good. See if he blocks. He no block. What do I do if he doesn't block? He is down to 10. Do we Lantern him? Does Lantern even do anything? Right, he could just Gix command, then it'll be awkward. I could also do this. That does hide everything under a lockdown. Aha! No map for you. He wanted to use map this turn. Does he want to attack? He does attack. Want to block? Ambrosia. I'm gonna return my Tinybones probably. You, Scar card. It's still a very synergistic combo everywhere, I think. He sends his creature to die. Now he's mana screwed. I was mana screwed, but I've been drawing a lot of lands thanks to the Annex. I just needed a 3rd land for the Annex. Galissi. Galissi's not going to survive this either. Alright, we'll go to my turn here. Now, how do I want to kill Galissi? Oh, actually, these are all on the board now. So I can't kill Galissa that easily. I could just attack. Yeah, I think we'll go with a Tinybone, right? Does that do anything? Okay, he blocks. 1, 2. He blocks, he'll go down to 4. I'll go down to 6. I create a demon, it'll go down to 4. It's not too bad. Let's see what he blocks. Maybe he blocks a Loran. He does block the Loran. I'll draw a card. It's got 1st strike damage, so it will kill the Loran, unfortunately. Alright. We'll play the Bauble. I mean, not the Bauble. The Tinybones. Discard a card. And then we will make the demon. Double Bauble. Alright, I mean, I guess I can send my demon to death if that's all he's doing. If he just tries to go after the Annex, he is at 4. I think he just dies. Alright, here's a chump. Now what? Still don't think he gets out of this. But, by the way, when I temporary lockdown, I should have returned one of these 2. That was a mistake. The idea is that these loops themselves, but not having it means that I'm not looping it. Okay, he's gonna map. He didn't map. Well, I mean, no reason not to win here. It's probably a cut down though. Let's go for the attack. No, just gonna take it. This is lethal. There's a cut down. Do I have enough mana? I think I do. We'll bauble this. Then we will... No. Tap the Mirrex for a temporary lockdown. Wait, I guess I didn't need to bauble there. Bounce the temporary lockdown. Everything comes back. Ambrosia bounces the Pixie. Okay, first this. Scar card. And then mill. That's GG. Yeah, this is overwhelming. Also, he got mana screwed. Alright, our opponent is Leonidas. Leonidas? Is that like Leonidas? We go first. Yikes. Well, those are the same cards twice. Black does mean I could Liliana, but nothing else going on in this hand. Unfortunate, but let's see. Maybe we'll get somewhere. Oh wow, okay, Reanimator. Maybe we will get somewhere. Yeah. Gotta stop the Reanimator somehow. Nope. This land's gonna have to come out. Do I care about his nowhere to run? Wait, do I care about his? Do I care about keeping my nowhere to run?
This is my
oh, okay. GG. Sogai Lantern definitely pulls us out of that game. Yeah, alright. Our opponent is Matt Adorheus. Okay. His name is Matt and he adores some Heus. But he goes first. Man, this is such a good go first hand. Too bad I don't get to do that. White. Sogai Lantern. Oh no, my graveyard. You monster. He says hello. Takes an hour to say hello and then just does his thing, huh? Alright, exile card from your graveyard. I mean, no. Discard card. 2 Sogai Lanterns! This guy really runs the graveyard hate. Oh man, this is gonna suck. Not the gameplay much, but mainly the stupid all that Sogai Lantern you know, what's that called? The priority is gonna eat me up alive. It's so slow. Alright. Hold up, Kieran. Hold up, Kieran, and see what we can do. Oh, synthesizer deck. Alright. I already don't want to play this out now because he went first and he turned 3 synthesized. So this is not going to be great. We do have temporary lockdowns, so that is a potential way to answer. There's one of them. I'm gonna discard this cave.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when I'm tired of your secrets.
Mainly because I can double Tinybone him. It's gonna hurt him a lot if I do that. For Volt. Oh god, that's so good. Please. Be kind. Rewind. Okay, double braided net. Good card to have. Not insane yet. Scar, a card. His last card is temporary lockdown. I'm gonna try to attack. He's probably just gonna get locked down. Oh, it didn't. Interesting. Okay. This Mirrex priority is really something. I too have a temporary lockdown. He's in craft. Oh, he plays it, so I guess he's gonna craft. Why did he play his Vault? Now he can't use the Vault. He crafts. Gets another one. I mean, he can attack through, right? He's got braided net. So I have to make him sack a creature.
Off you go.
And we go with the Ritual Chamber. Costs 4 mana, draw a card for each artifact you control. So you can draw a lot of cards. And he can also tap down my 6/6. But he does it for Molly Volt instead, so he keeps one card. I don't get it. Alright. Come on. You were winning. You got all these cards. Some people just can't stand the fire. Alright, our opponent is whatever. This is Carmen. Whatever, I do what I want. We go first. Alright, well, not a great hand to go first on, but there's no value. And there's actually no late game either, so I'm gonna hope I draw something. That's gonna be tough. But going first, I don't think I want to mulligan, because then I'll go to 6 cards and I can still have trash. Now we're out. Alright, that's a start. Grim Bauble. It's also a start. I think we just bauble it. Second land we're elf. Oh, let's play off 1 mana. Well, nowhere to run this guy to. No mana for him. I don't play off curve, but oh, it's root stack. Fun stuff. Puts away his Tyvar. I'm doing this just so that I can break. King-Eye Curator. Another Landwar Elf. I mean, I guess. He insists on playing off 1 mana. We'll get rid of his stuff. Starting town. No longer turn 3. Oh man. Roots is gonna come though. Haywire Might. Doesn't have mana for Haywire Might. So that's good. We'll bauble it. Gain that 2 life. He does have roots that I cannot stop, and the cop outside is very angry at somebody. Scar card. Scar another card. What is this? Surveil 2. Also Ren. So this is last card roots. Yep. I could have everything. They could have nothing. And I still can't stop them from doing what they want to do.
We all have things we'd
Is this sorcery? No, I can sack it whenever. Moltend. Alright, he's already getting the plants out. This deck is good, man. This deck is so good, I don't know how to stop it. I don't want another Lily, but I guess another Grim Bauble could help.
Sacrifices must be made.
Sacrifices must be made. Come on, Loran. Okay, no Loran. Do I even want the Soulstone Sanctuary? I can start beating him with it. Okay, I gotta go to full control mode, because there's something I need to do this turn. Well, no, I'm drawing the Soulstone Sanctuary, so it doesn't matter.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I gotta put an upkeep stop here. Before I draw, let's activate this. What else can we get here? Nurturing Pixie. Does that do much? No, right? Yeah, none of these do much. So then we draw. That is a card I want. First we go to attacks. Then we go to Annex. Then we go to discard a card.
You won't be.
Oh boy, I don't want to use that. Not with the roots out. And that's what I was saying about this deck. He could very easily turn everything around with just one draw. He didn't return Tyvar, which I think that was wrong. Okay, he doesn't have mana, so I think I want to... What do I want to do? Definitely want to Kieran and then kill this, but the Haywire might. I want to make him sack a creature too. He's gonna kill my Annex.
One of your friends has to leave.
Make him sack the miners, first. He didn't do it, so now he has to block. No blocks. That means I can Soulguide Lantern. And now I will exile the Tyvar. I thought I saw a Tyvar. Oh yeah. It's the most scary card. I play the Annex, he just sacks it. I don't want to do that. I guess I should have done that. Yeah. Oh boy, he's at 2. And he's gonna gain so much life on creatures leaving his grave. Oh. Whiffing! That's beautiful. We beat the roots by him having the worst luck. Oh yeah. Should have sacked the Haywire Might to kill the Annex when you had a chance. GG. Alright, our opponent is the Vergetti. Vergetti? Forgetti. Opponent goes first. Wouldn't be the first time. Let's drop a Swamp. Yeah, let's just drop a swamp. If it's a blue-eye control, we're also out of this. It looks like it is blue-eye control. Jace. Okay, military cards. Oh, my Mirrex, you jerk. Thanks for sending your Jace to his death. I don't mind that at all. Again, 2 nightmares or 2 nowhere to run is sad. Major sad face McGee here. Oh well, I mean, at least they're doing something. Shouldn't be too mad. Stock up is scary. That 3 nowhere to run is an awful split. Everyone's playing control decks now. I gotta tune this a little bit better. Right then. Ooh, an Annex and a Liliana. Both are cards I want. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana to do both things. This is no good, huh? And both are cards that I want. But I think right now we Beza. We draw a card, we get a treasure. We don't gain life, but so a lot of things are already happening. Yes, his Beza. I have my Beza. I will... Huh. He's got 2 mana. Kind of tricky to fight 2 mana, huh? How do I do want to stick Liliana, right? That's kind of the thing that I want to happen. So if I Unholy Annex here... This is hard. Let the damage go through. Nowhere to run for that. Now I don't have instant speed things I can do. So I guess I Unholy Annex, you can counter this and you can also counter Liliana later. Then I'm out of stuff. I mean, if it has a counter, you should snap counter it now, but I don't know what else he has. Right then? Yeah, it does have a counter spell. Makes sense, I see a lot of No More Lies now that red has been banned. Plays a stock up into another counterspell probably. But he only left up 1 blue. So he does need another blue mana. I do have that going for me. But you just draw another blue land. No Blast Zone, okay. So there, he could have negate. He could have negate. Still do this first, I think. It's out here.
And for once, it's not my fault.
We got rid of that Overlord.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
We'll attack with Beza. See if he wants to destroy the Beza. Ride's end. Nope. My ride's not ending. Does he have a counterspell? Could have another ride's end, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think I want to use up a treasure just for this. Get lost. Alright. Liliana did her thing.
Luck favors the foolish, after all.
Came in, ate up 2 cards. One of them being an Overlord, that's pretty nice. Temporary lockdown. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's 4 more mana to play something. Definitely has something else he can play, right? Oh, he plays Beza. Man, he drew a card off Beza. That's real good. That's a draw. That is a draw. It's gonna hurt though. I have a Beza, so you know, even though it's gonna hurt, it's good hurt. Stupid land tapping wrong. He can't deal 8 or destroy all. Or he destroy 8, right? Not 3. Okay.
I'll take note.
Jace is annoying, but at least most of my cards are not useful against his deck. He's looking at the Tinybone. He's thinking about it. 2 lands. Jesus. Alright. I play Beza here, what happens? I get a treasure, and I gain some life. I don't draw a card though. Is there a world where I can draw a card? Not if I keep drawing lands, and I have an Annex on board. What did he proc? The 1? He doesn't want me to mill 1 card from him. Okay. Sure.
I know where to find all the answers.
Yeah. Do you? Stupid Jace. Sunfall. No, can't stop that. Is he gonna do anything else? He plays a land. Plays his Beza. Okay. That means I can Soulstone Sanctuary him. He does draw a card though. I got my temporary lockdown. What am I gonna Pixie? Huh. He didn't just demo field it? I thought he would just demo field it. This last card is a land. That's interesting. Alright, he's probably gonna demo field a Soulstone Sanctuary. Which means I tap it to unlock. Yeah, free mana. Non-land. So let's get this. No, let's get it playing. I do have a Loran somewhere in the deck. We start draining. Even it's a little bit, 26 to 31, so he could definitely mill me. Day of Judgment. Okay. I'm gonna bounce our Annex so I can do it again. Come on, unlock it. Ambrosia. That's a good card. Maybe. Tila. Oh god. Dude, I can't. I just can't.
Become subdued.
All right, what does he have? Under this? What about under this? Won't even let me see what's under it. That's a Kirin and 2 Nowhere to Run. This is a Nowhere to Run, a Kirin, and we'll break one of these. How many would he have? We just keep top decking the best cards every turn. It was Day of Judgment, then Temporary Lockdown, then Day of Judgment. That's just all the good cards, huh?
We can improve upon your ideas.
2 cards. Oh. Yep. Alright, there's an Overlord. How do I kill the Overlord? I can bounce the Loran. Play the Loran again. Yeah, that seems fair, right? Okay, definitely doing this first. Bouncing the Loran. Playing the Loran again. I actually... Okay, first of all, mill a card and lose 1 life. I can break this. There's 2 Nowhere to Run. I can use that to bounce my Pixie. Or do I bounce the Loran? Let's bounce the Pixie. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Aha! Take that, control deck. Wow, this deck out-control the control deck. That's insane. I just need to draw the Loran, right? It breaks all their enchantments, and then now they have nothing. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those Pixie games, how does this deck feel? Didn't I say it? It might not be as good as Hopeless Nightmare, but all the decks that were competing against the Hopeless Nightmare Pixie bounce decks all got banned. So this deck is still a fierce competitor in the current metagame. It's so strong, right? We just Tinybones and Nurturing Pixie, and our opponent really just their spirits break. It might be a hopeful nightmare, but a nightmare nevertheless. And then if you follow that up with a momentum breaker and another bounce, oh man, you can just see the hope go out of their avatar's eyes. And yeah, there's no really nothing really intricate or fanciful about this deck. I think the most crazy combo is just locking a bunch of these cards down in Temporary Lockdown, and then bounce your Temporary Lockdown, and then let them do it again. One other thing I noticed with this deck, because the meta is a little bit slower, once you use, let's say, a Pixie to balance a Temporary Lockdown, if there was a Pearl Kirin or a Ambrosia Whiteheart under the lockdown, and its ETB triggers, use it to bounce the original Pixie. That way you can keep that chain going. That's very important and very nice. So yeah, don't forget to do that. I think I forgot to do that in one game, and it made the game drag down a little bit longer. Another thing I recognize is use these to bounce your Holy Annex whenever you need to, because you can bounce it, recast Ritual Chamber, and get a 5-mana 6/6 any turn you need to. Even if your opponent has removal, they're not gonna have that many. And you know, if you keep just bringing out 5-mana 6/6s, they're gonna run out of removal eventually, and then you can, you know, have an Unholy Annex in the back of that, and you can keep getting cards and keep draining your opponent. In some of the mid-range or slower matchups, that will win you the game just by default. Right? It's a very strong deck, but definitely keep your Soul Guide Lantern in there. I saw a lot of graveyard strategies. Soul Guide Lantern is going to be useful. Grim Bauble, maybe not so much. Nowhere to Run, maybe not so much. I think I might actually cut Nowhere to Run down to 3, and maybe Grim Bauble down to 2, and have an extra Soul Guide Lantern. And another, you know, a new, well, not new, but another card that got revealed to be extra useful in this deck, Loran. I talked about Loran in the intro. I'm going to say it again. She is so important in this deck. We stomped so many opponents just because we were able to draw Loran. A few of the control matchups, we were just going toe-to-toe until I draw Loran, and then the game was over. Right? Loran is not one, destroy target artifact or enchantment. In this deck, is destroy each of our opponent's artifact and enchantment whenever they play it. That's insanely strong. So yes, that's why Loran's in the deck. I think I want 2. It's not like I can have a that 3-mana green elf that does the same effect because we're in black and white, but Loran's just as good, right? It's also legendary, so it triggers a Tinybones. It might just be mill a card and lose 1 life, but that's a slow drain that could get us to the lethal as well. Very strong Orzhov Pixie deck, and yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.